side. Katie Williams is going to kick it out. So Katie Williams hasn't really been challenged yet. Norton hasn't had really put a hard shot on goal. Holliston has had a couple of opportunities with some couple of really good opportunities with a strong shot we mentioned earlier by Holden, just went wide with a strong left foot, and then Holden with a great pass, look off to Caitlin O'Connell, and O'Connell was just unable to manage it and get enough purpose on it. So as we're approaching the 19th minute mark here, Holliston still has a 1-0 lead, and there's O'Connell.
She goes again.
And that's her patented move. She gets that one step, and then she puts it into another gear, and as she's able to turn the corner, just get around, but not enough angle. So back to the Holliston Youth Soccer Association, HISA.
Yep.
HISA has been the feeder for Holliston, and kind of created this somewhat of a dynasty. But here's Norton on the look. Who's that on the outside? That's Cameron Doyle. So Doyle tries to dish it back, but again, a sea of red with Holliston doing a good job of coming back and getting in the way of everything. And there's a ball bounced up high. Try to go off the top of her head. I'm not sure if that was a shot as much as it was. She was just trying to keep the ball in play. It looked like that might have been number 10, Lily Newell. Again, it could be a 10 or it could be an 18. It's when they're on this side is when we're able to see them. There's
yeah,
we could see. I definitely see. But then on that far side, it's like
I have to remind you, talk about HISA. At the beginning, HISA was all boys.
That's right. Right. This was long before.
Yeah, long before
girls soccer.
I remember we used to have sort of like sessions in the winter at the gym, and I remember the first girl showing up with her mum.
And look how far we've come.
And look what we've done.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I had an injury once, and I used to come on the playing field here to train in the week. And the kids knew me because we'd been associated with. And they invite me to come and run around with them. And I got to realise that the girls were more skillful than the boys. It's just the boys had the muscle. That's all it was.
Yeah, they have a little bit stronger, a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So a pop fly easily corralled by Katie Williams. And Allison long out looking for Holden, trying to get that ball forward. And there's O'Connell to Corden. Corden loses it. Mulvaney's there. She's able to come back, and there's Kutchman trying to send it back forward. So this is that Holliston game where they try and win the midfield, and Corden just got hit, and she went down, and that is not good. She looked like she might have got clipped in that left ankle. She's up and walking, but gingerly. So no whistle as we're still playing, and that's
hit it.
There's a one shot.
That's it.
And
and
just inside, and I think that might have gone in. So that was number 4, Kyla Leahy, and it did.
Oh dear.
It did.
Oh, I don't know
so
about that.
So that was a precise shot. A precise shot that Leahy took from distance. And just had the right angle and the right arc on it, and it just went under it, caught under the crossbar.
Yeah.
Katie Williams got her hand on it,
yeah.
But I think she wasn't able to catch it, and it bounced inside the line.
I don't know about that. I say that referee is a very, very brave man.
But that is how it goes. So now we'll take a break to announce the goal. Norton goal. Scored by number 4, Kyla Leahy.
There's no way he was standing. You can see that.
Again, this is why we bring you on. This is why.
Did you hear that?
This is why you're here. This is why you're here to provide the color.
To say that.
And that's the color we're looking for. So the partner is not convinced.
No, absolutely.
Of course, if we had can we see the replay right here? We may be able to see the replay, and if we do, we'll get another look. But as a shot for, that looked like that was Anya Awani, who's now back in the game. So Awani in the game gets a good look, hits it. However, she's right at the keeper, Hebert. So we are tied up with the goal scored at the 23rd minute by Kyla Leahy, just over the top of the outstretched hand, and maybe some controversy on where that ball landed. It's hard to see. I mean, we can't even see the numbers, much less which the ball landed inside the line. But nonetheless, the goals counts, and we are tied back up with Leahy getting the equalizer. And Norton on the and it was a good shot. She had a very good
excellent
look at
shot.
it. She had a good look
she
at
did.
it, and
she got it. That's right.
And almost at the point where if she didn't have the arc, if she didn't have the kind of the trajectory of that shot, it may not have gone in. It may, and that kind of just if she hit it on a line, it may have just caught the top of the bar or caught the bar cleanly and bounced back in. But on that, because Katie Williams, she didn't help her. That's for sure.
No.
Williams didn't top the ball in. It was just that she caught it right at the. And that's soccer is, just like American football. Sometimes is a game of inches, and that inch made a difference.
I do feel that the referee is a very brave man, and if he'd have been a referee on a Liverpool game right now, he'd have been have a tough time getting home at night.
There may have been some question, but that's okay. That's okay. This is Tri-Valley League soccer, and in good spirits, and good. There's a little less riding on it,
Yeah, a little less,
but still just as exciting. Still just. And sometimes, right? We don't have the VR. If we have the VR, we should talk to. When are we going to get that?
No,
are going to be able to get some VR?
No, never. I think that's one of the worst things that's happened with the game, to be honest.
I don't know. Here's O'Connell on the outside. One time's inside. She's looking for Claire Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, the true freshman. She's moved up and playing on that right wing. So Fitzgerald was almost there, but a nice play by Caitlin O'Connell, and she had a nice ball in. But defended nicely by Norton. So Bausch with the throw in. And we're going to do it all over again. You're getting some fan mail here.
No, please.
You're getting some fan mail here. I think there may be some people, some of your fans watching the game. See here on the text line. So we have a message that has just come in from Phoebe, former Holliston soccer player here at Holliston High School. And Phoebe thinks that it might have been a goal. So,
I definitely acquiesce to Phoebe. From
her YouTube promise, we are broadcasting this live on the Holliston Cable Access YouTube channel. Phoebe watching it said it might have been a goal.
Well, they'll have to go with that then.
I'll have to go with, we're going with what the ref called, and that's really all that matters. We can talk about it till the half ends, but right now the score is 1-1. We're back at an even draw. So Holliston has their work cut out for them because it looks like Norton very physical, has some players that can really handle the ball, and they find one another. They do a good job of finding feet just like that, and they are. But again, trying to get by that solid. And there's Bausch. Nice play by Bausch coming outside. She's able to keep it in. She got Hauk. Now Hauk's moved up to the left side. And there's just too much long balls as opposed to trying to find players instead of trying to, just launch it forward and hope that the defenders make it. So some contact there. Who's that? Looks like Mulvaney. I can't see her number, but so it looks like she's okay. She gets up a little bit gingerly. It might be Emily Mulvaney, and it is. She's okay, but it's going to be Holliston free. McLeod takes it. Short pop, and it goes right to the Norton player, Lily Newell. Norton's going to keep it. I like Norton. I like Norton's trying to keep the ball to keep the ball in the middle, have some and then really trying to look at and push it to the outside, but they're able to handle the ball in the middle. And that's what Holliston's not used to. Holliston usually does a very good job in the middle between players like Tatum Corden, Anya Holden, Emily Mulvaney, injured Caroline Brady, who is coming off of, she's still in concussion protocol. So Brady, who also plays in that midfield area, she does a very good job. So Holliston, they have their work cut out for them, which is going to, and that's just what they're going to need. Just what McLeod just did is come up and kind of help and put pressure on that middle, so not to let Norton be able to just move the ball any way they want. Newell still trying to work that right side. Ball goes forward, and Williams is there. So what happens here? So now what happens when, you get an early goal, and it looked like things were going to be, that Norton was going to have trouble with your forwards all along, but they seem to have settled down. And there it is. A lot of contact in front of the goal, no whistle.
No.
There's a long shot, and it's going to go high and over the crossbar. So what do you see? Like, what does the need to do? Because oftentimes you'll see that.
Well, Holliston needs to get their midfield going. The game is won and lost in midfield, and Holliston needs to get that midfield going. And I think they're trying, but if it was me now, I'd be itching to push the two fullbacks up, and then that would make the Norton defense follow them out.
Sure. And then you have
open in the middle up a little bit.
Nice play inside. That's a shot, and it's score!
There you go.
So a beautiful turn inside, and it looked like it might have been, let me see if I can get her number, but a beautiful turn inside and a great clean shot and a great finish. Let's see who that was. I think that was number 14, Shaylee Owens. Sorry, number 10. That was number 10, Lily Newell. I think that was number 10. So Norton now on top by a score of 2-1 on a nice turn by Lily Newell. Norton goal, number 10, Lily Newell. Number 10. So Norton, as we were announcing, that Norton had another good look, and that was Newell again. Had another clean look, and Katie Williams is there to scoop it up. So Holliston now trailing by a score of 2-1 after the goal by Newell on a beautiful pass inside. And Newell with that turn, you see how she pivoted her shoulders and turned at a good clean strike, was able to get a step.
Oh, there's no lacking in skill in all these kids.
There's O'Connell. O'Connell with a nice turn. She gets a shot, and
Oh,
O'Connell answers!
What a beautiful goal.
So O'Connell with the turn. Caitlin O'Connell takes it past, turns to her left, and hammers the ball with the left foot and is able to put it past the keeper. Beautiful score by Caitlin O'Connell to tie it up, just to answer not 1 minute after the Norton goal. So Holliston back on the board, and we are tied back up at 2. Great, beautiful pass, beautiful shot by Caitlin O'Connell. So O'Connell with 2 today. Holliston goal, number 6, Caitlin O'Connell, number 6. So it was a one-time by Shaylee Owens. So Holliston answers quickly, and I think that I'm not sure who that pass came from. We'll have to go look at the replay, but I think that pass it looked like it might have come from Corden, but O'Connell had the ball, great position, had that back right on her shoulder, able to turn to her left. Sorry, turn to her back was to the goal, so she turned to her right, pivot, and hammer a shot in the upper right corner of the goal.
She's one of those players that's extremely difficult to play against. She's got skill, she's got speed, she's got height, and she's very difficult to. You can't beat her with speed. You can't get her in front. You've really got to stop her getting the ball in the first place.
Yeah.
Once she's got it and she's got it under control, you've almost lost whatever you're trying to do.
Well, that's the thing, right? And oftentimes you see these fast players. They're able to from a dead stop to be able to accelerate, and they just get that one step. And if they have the capability, if they have the foot skills, right, to able to kind of get that touch and then get it to their striking foot, and O'Connell's done that time and again.
Yeah, exactly.
that's where you get. So Holliston again, Norton with another shot, unable to capitalize on that. But now Holliston's coming. So now we're seeing this kind of, now that both teams have scored twice, both teams have had good goals, right? They weren't these. They were good, legitimate goals, and both teams have had other opportunities as well that just didn't result in scores. So now I think you're going to see a very, it's really starting to pick up, and they're going to take some chances, and this is trouble again. So Holliston, as you look at that count, there, 9 players back, 9 players almost outside the 18. Still, Norton able to get some passes, some through passes. There's Newell trying. Sorry, that's Kaylee Dennett trying to handle O'Connell. Fitzgerald, number 1, the true freshman. Fitzgerald, she's one of the HISA products that one of the top recruits, top rookies this year for Holliston is doing a very, very good job. Starting to see a lot of time and really has good foot skills and too has speed on the outside. So Norton doing a good job of being able to kind of, contain that breakaway that we saw from that early Holliston goal. But now they're going to have to. Holliston's going to have to put some, and they did, and they have, and they're showing that they can. They're starting to get a little bit more physical as well, as both teams are starting to lean forward, really trying to push the ball down. So Norton throw. McLeod's there. She misplays it. And it could be trouble. Norton does a nice job of cycling that ball out, right? And we've seen that a couple times, right?
Yep.
If you see how they push the ball out, and they they know the ball needs to move to the other side. They know there's no space there, and they are able to they've done that several times. 3 passes, get a pretty good look. I think that was number 16, Zoe Santos had a good look at good looking shot.
This is 2 very well matched, very well balanced teams. And what I kind of noticed is that Holliston have stopped launching the ball forward as much, just kicking it wildly up into the opponent's half, hoping or knowing most of the time their fast, strong, tall forward's going to pick it up. They've begun to change a little bit and to keep the ball on the floor and push it around a bit because Norton's made them do that.
Yep, and speaking of strong, tall forwards, Anya Holden back in the game, number 17. Fitzgerald, she's unable to connect with that. So now you have Holden playing the attack in mid and O'Connell in the strike. This could be just what Holliston may need to be able to take the lead. Mulvaney, nice ball. It's blocked. And there's Newell. Oh, sorry, that's Leahy. And here's Corden.
Oh,
Corden plays off to Holden.
Nice.
With
And
space.
again,
Holden with a shot. Long shot. Great save.
Beautiful shot.
And the ball goes.
Well,
and it went.
Really?
So Anya Holden hammers that ball.
The
keeper tried to get it with one hand, but was unable to get a clean save on it. Just got it with one hand as Holden sent a missile.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. I mean, quite frankly, I thought she was going to push it to the outside, to the girl that was coming in on the right side there. But I think she actually, they all thought she was going to do that. And then she hit a crisp shot that no goalkeeper's going to hold that.
I don't know. I think Caitlin Hebert, I think she's going to disagree with you. I think she's upset with herself. She thought she should have had that. And granted, it came with pace.
Oh, yeah, it came with pace. And it came... It was a very quick shot too, It's very clever.
Yep. So in
she shouldn't feel bad about that at all.
Of course she shouldn't. Of course she's. So Holden scores.
I think it's evened up.
Anya Holden, number 17.
Very good.
So as we were calling that, a Norton has a great look inside. She takes a shot and off the Holliston defender, so there was trouble. Here's Fitzgerald with a breakaway. Fitzgerald with some space.
Yep.
She gets closed in on. So we are in a back-and-forth game with both teams banging on the goal door. And in the latest, for Holliston to take a 3-2 lead, Anya Holden hits a rocket ship, and Caitlin Ebert is just unable to handle it. And as you said, and there's Corden. So Corden with a strong left footed, just the crossbar. So all kinds of shooting going on right now as we're winding down the first half. Holliston holding on to a 3-2 lead after the latest goal by Anya Holden. But Norton, they are not laying down at all.
Oh,
Norton
no way.
Norton has had plenty of scoring opportunities, and the last one was but a great shot and a clean strike. And I can't remember who hit it, but she hit it, and and fortunately a Hollow defender. I think it might have been Paige Kutchman was there to get a body on it and able to deflect it out. But almost another goal for the Norton Lancers. So way back and forth. We're only still in the first half, and there's been 5 scores. It's gonna be one of those games. So Holliston down there. Fitzgerald trying to come down with it. She can't. O'Connell, Corden with a shot, and Corden with a great save by Caitlin Hebert.
Absolutely.
Ball still in. So Holden be able to get it across, but Corden with a beautiful
fantastic
shot.
Save.
And a fantastic save by Hebert. She absolutely saved the goal as that was coming right inside that left post. So once again, Holliston threatening, and Hebert just able to get her fingertips on and get that outside. Ball stayed in. Anya Holden kept it in. Tried to put it across. So Holliston once again. Hauk. She's looking for O'Connell. She tries to one time. There's Holden. Keep her out. And just able to clear it. Leone's there. Leone able to keep it. Nice play by Leone. It's still in traffic. And she gets it taken off her, and here it comes down the other end. And another foot race. Kutchman's there, and she's able to clear it. So once again, Holliston almost had the capability. She didn't throw that from inside the line. Yep. So, again, I can't fault her. So many lines. They play so many different fields. So So that was number 5, Cameron Doyle, trying to make a quick throw, and she just got mixed up on which line was which. I think on TV, cable access is able to. Can we eliminate some of those lines for the TV viewers? Can you just take out all the lacrosse and football? So Norton down Holliston end. And unable to get it across. It's going to bounce out. It's going to be a Holliston. So we're inside of 2 minutes now as we're winding down the end of the first half. A crazy first half with all kinds of action. Holliston holding on to a 3-2 lead by 2 goals by Caitlin O'Connell, and one, the latest, by Anya Holden. Norton answering with 2 of their own.
Beautiful.
And here they are. Contact there, and it's going to be there's going to be a little bit too much contact. So Juliet Leone is going to be able to. So goals by Lily Newell and Kyla Leahy for Norton, and that's going to wrap it up for the first half. So at the end of one half of play here at Kamitian Field, all kinds of action. Holliston leads Norton by a score of 3-2. We are going to take a short break. You can see some. If we had some sponsors, we'd be able to look. I think someday we will. We're going to have some really good sponsors. I think today's game is brought to you by the Timothy O'Connell Foundation. We'll do some of our nonprofit sponsors, Timothy O'Connell Foundation, of course, Joanne O'Connell, my dear friend, in memory of her son Timothy O'Connell. She just had the last Tim's Trot, which is the 10th annual Tim's Trot, was the last one that they're doing. So some great stuff that they do for childhood cancer. So once again. This is a good shout-out to the Timothy O'Connell Foundation. All right, so on behalf of John Marshall and John Drowan, we're going to take a quick break and be back shortly for the second half of Holliston versus Norton. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And we're back here for the second half at Kamitian Field, where Holliston is playing against Norton. Holliston has a 3-2 lead over Norton, a very exciting first half. I'm John Droin, your host. I'm joined by my father-in-law and color commentator, who's been getting all kinds of fan mail in the live broadcast of the first half, John Marshall. John Marshall, we were just talking during the halftime. And you were talking about how you think that you feel like this is an evenly matched game.
Oh, a very, very matched game. I think it's one that, to be honest with you, it's one of the best games I've seen on this field, quite frankly. And the quality of the playing is absolutely superb. I'm just amazed. It's nice to see these kids with so much control, so much sort of almost. They know that they can do it. They're comfortable. They're in control. They don't get excited. They don't get harassed. It's a superb example of a soccer game, quite frankly.
So, right, like you said, we've seen a lot of confidence, a lot of strong play. We've had 2 goals by the Holliston striker Caitlin O'Connell, and then another goal by Anya Holden. 3 very, very good goals. But they've answered. But Norton's been there to answer. And Norton has plenty of scoring opportunities. They've scored twice themselves. Once by Kayla Leahy and the other by Lily Newell. 2 strong, super strong goals. The first goal just getting underneath the crossbar, and then the second one a beautiful play, beautiful shot by Kayla Leahy, by Lily Newell on the outside. So as we're switching sides, Holliston now will be playing from south to north, and Norton from north to south. We're about to kick off the second half. So Holliston looks like they're running with the same starting group. We saw early that Tatum Corden had gotten hit in the ankle, but looks like she's okay, and she was the one who gave that beautiful feed to Anya Holden. But here's Norton. A little too much touch, and Leone's there to be able to make that play. See Emma Fitzpatrick in the game today. Nice play by Tatum Corden, able to take that ball, and here goes Holliston, turn around, trying to send that ball forward quickly to O'Connell, and now in space. Emma Hauk on the outside. So Hauk, number 11, nice move on the outside. She gets a ball across, and it's going to bounce, to the keeper, Kaylin Hebert. Kaylin Hebert, he's given up 3 goals, but I'll tell you what, as you said, that third goal, the Anya Holden strike, looks like Hebert was down on herself, but you felt there's no way she was going to get that.
She shouldn't be upset about any of the goals she's given today. But she hasn't given; they've been scored against her, and that's the difference. She didn't give anything away.
And Hebert had a fantastic save. It should have been 4-1 from a look by Corden. Corden with a strike, and Caitlin with a fully outstretched save. So beautiful. They've said some really nice saves. Katie O'Connell has also had she's had a good save as well. So. Good play by goalkeepers despite all the scoring. And, again, it's pace of the game. And here's Norton again down in Holliston end. Able to turn and just get outside. And Leone, so that just ran out of real estate. Leone just was able to get a piece of it. I can just see it now. But Leone, she looks like she's getting up a little gingerly, but she looks like she's going to be okay. And it's going to be a Holliston goal kick. Newell just ran out of space, trying to get that ball across. So once again, it's going to be a midfield battle. And there's Holliston's star midfielder, Tatum Corden. And there's Holden. Holden runs into traffic, but she's still able to keep it. Fitzgerald's there. Sorry, that was Emily Mulvaney. Mulvaney's there to send it forward. And Holliston moves down, is able to keep it in their end. Anya Holden again. As we said, we say her name a lot and just gets outside that line. So Holden unable to maintain. That's the play that we see this a lot at this level, where they'll head the ball backwards. They'll have their back to and they'll head the ball backwards. I'm not a fan of it. And you don't see it you don't see it in the higher levels. I don't like that kind of where it's just the ball comes up and then they bounce it off their head and it just goes backwards. And it's not like they know what's behind them.
No,
right?
it goes nowhere, and that's no good. You really should have an idea where you want to put it. Because it's hard enough to get control of the ball, and don't give it up easy.
And that's it, right? If you can control the ball, and I think that's what's going to happen today. It's a team that's going to, because they've had so many scoring opportunities, because there's so much talent and so much speed on the field right now. The team that's going to come away with this one is the one to be able to kind of maintain control, keep that ball on the floor, keep that ball looking for feet, and they may be the ones that are going to come out as the victors. So Holliston right now with a lead, 3-2, and trying to make more, but Norton has something to say about that.
No.
So talking to Norton's coach, Megan Elliott. Megan Elliott is as we said in the beginning, Megan Elliott is a Norton 2012 alum. She played soccer, girls soccer at Norton High School, and her sister is Haley Elliott, who is the JV coach. So the Elliott sisters taking over. It's as I was told Megan Elliott earlier that I'm of a little bit of affiliation for Norton, and primarily because of the colors, because of purple. There's the ball forward. Katie Williams able to come out and corral. A lot of contact. McLeod had contact. It looked like, I'm going to see who the Norton player was. It looked like it was number 16, Zoe Santos. But again, because of Northwestern, because of both of my sisters both coach for Northwestern, so it was nice to see the Elliott sisters coaching for Norton. So I don't know if anything has anything to do with anything, but that's that was it gave me a good feeling about it. So and it gives me a chance to plug my Northwestern softball team. Speaking of plugs, Emily Mulvaney, she's not afraid. Nothing's going to get past her. So as Norton's going to retain it, and Holliston's still trying to fight that midfield battle. Ball popped forward. Paige Kutchman able to get a head on it forward. But there's Santos. Santos plays back, and there's Hauk. Hauk gets it taken off of her. That's Calhoun. And again, Norton trying to attack on this right side. That's Doyle. My partner's having trouble seeing. It's okay. Corden's there. Leahy's there. Is Leahy still? Leahy bounces it off Corden. Corden's able to block it. And Corden pops it forward. A little bit of an adjustment. Hold on one second. Hey, would it be possible for you guys to move like just a little bit that way, just so he can't see around, like just like maybe 2 feet that way? Thanks. A little personnel adjustment, just so my partner is able to see the activity down in the corner. Doyle again. McLeod. Leone's there. Good turn by Santos. So Santos was there and unable to get a head on it. Looked like that might have been Newell. Lily Newell. So Santos got a nice turn, a good ball across. And Newell was there, but she was unable to get it on target. Goal kick by Holliston, Katie Williams. Off the back of Holden's head to O'Connell. Again, Holliston trying to make that quick transition on the long ball forward with those streaking outside midfielders, those attacking mids. I think that's number 16 on the outside. Emma Fitzpatrick, she's playing on that outside. So Fitzpatrick, she's in a fight, and Holliston comes away with it. O'Connell's there. And Holden able to clear it out. Hauk on the left side. Hauk trying to turn the corner. So 11s versus 11s as Hauk tried to come around Calhoun. Calhoun's able to punch it out, but Holliston's going to retain it. And here comes Leone with the throw. Hauk across.
Nice.
Nice turn by Emma Hauk. Good. She got a good foot on her, good foot. But Hebert's there and able to maintain. Want to send a shout out today to the Holliston U10 All-Star team. They're the girls that you see helping out, managing the balls. They were here early in the game, warming up with the guys, so we got to see them. Holliston U10 All-Star team. I think they called themselves the Holliston Panthers. And there's Kayla O'Connell. O'Connell, one time with a shot, and hits the crossbar. So O'Connell with a great effort at one time and is able to get her left foot on it, got some zip on it, and it just hit the crossbar and bounced out. So once again, Caitlin O'Connell, nothing dangerous in front of that goal.
Well, she fought for that. She wasn't an easy pass or anything like that. She really fought for that. So
right, really had a stretch. And I'm surprised, right? I'm surprised she was able to hit it as well as she did.
Exactly, yes, sure. She did extremely well.
So this is O'Connell. And O'Connell, I mean, her strong foot is her right foot, and all three of her shots today have been with her. Both of the goals were from her left foot, and that shot right there could have been her third goal of the day.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, like if you're playing in that, if you're playing in that striker position, and you can hit it hard with both feet, you are so dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So Holliston able to thwart the Norton attack way down on their left side. Sorry, on Holliston's right side. Bausch with the throw. Corden fighting. Fitzpatrick fighting. Bausch. Ball comes out. There's a ball in. McLeod's able to send it, but that still goes, and then Corden's able to clear it. And O'Connell's there. O'Connell comes to police it up from the up position. Holden in space. Looking down, it looks like that's Fitzpatrick again. Emma Fitzpatrick trying to get it, but sending it just too far.
I look around, and one of the things that strikes me is everybody seems to have a mark. There's always somebody close to somebody. It's a very good sign. That means they're picking up their mark every time. And it's very difficult to find a loose player to pass to. But these attempts to pass over the head and put it way ahead of somebody to run onto it, 9 times out of 10 don't work.
I mean, probably more than that, right?
They do. And you really, it's the short passing inside, making sure you pass it to an unmarked player. And it becomes much more difficult when your opponent is making sure that everybody's marked, and that's kind of what's going on here.
And that's a great point, right? Because when you see it at the really high levels, it's like those are the passes that will cause somebody to leave their mark, right?
Yeah.
That's those short, tight passes.
Yeah,
fast,
absolutely. You have to leave it. You have to.
You can't ignore it, right?
No.
And that's how the openings end up, as opposed to just kind of hoping to make the defense makes a mistake.
I mean, that was a lot. There was a long pass. Nice. It was in between fullbacks. A great pass, but it wasn't to anybody.
There was, right.
It was kind of in a way hoping somebody might be there. Well, you're not far enough. You're too far away from goal for you playing like that. You should be making sure you give it to an unmarked player on your own team, and if you really are trying to hang on to it a little bit if you can to make sure you find one.
All of our fans are going to want you to have like all of these English idiosyncrasies, like these English comments. That's what they're paying for, right? That's what they're saying. That's what you're getting paid for. So the more, the merrier. Long way around. That's all right. I mean, ran down. There's O'Connell. O'Connell with space. O'Connell with space. Great save.
Wow. What a good save.
She sends it in just outside the post.
Hard luck. Well done.
So O'Connell with another muscles through past 2 defenders. Great save. And once again, another great save by Caitlin Hebert. And this may come back to haunt Holliston because she was right there. She
Absolutely.
was right in front of the goal. And Emma Hauk came around, and Emma Hauk just is unable to connect with it hard, but still gets enough zip on it but it just goes outside that right post. So Holliston with another near opportunity to score, still holding on to a 3-2 lead. And again, Caitlin O'Connell just dominating in front of that goal. It's almost as if it's not if she's going to score again, it's just a matter of when. So strong, so fast.
Number is Caitlin O'Connell. What number?
Caitlin O'Connell, number 6.
Oh, number 6. Okay.
On the outside. So that looks like on the outside. We have a Holliston sub. That's Caitlin Queeley who's come in, number 10. That's Queeley. So she's come in playing the up on the outside, the attacking midfielder. And for Emma Fitzpatrick. So Queeley's a sophomore. There's O'Connell. She goes up hard and comes down hard, and she's going to earn a whistle just over halfway. So Holliston holding on to a 3-2 lead as we're approaching the 4th minute. Molly McLeod to take the free. McLeod pops it up over the line, and it's going to easily bounce, and it looks like it's going to be as well as an offside. So it looks like it's going to be offsides, and Norton will be able to just play it out. So Holliston with another scoring opportunity. So, and Norton is there, but as you said, Holliston looks like they're starting to settle down and not trying to not being as overly aggressive, trying to send those long balls forward. It looks like this is what Norton is trying to do, and McLeod's there, still there, gets help from Leone. It's Corden, ball out and ball up, and long shot's going to wide left of the post. So a nice drive. It was a nice drive by, looks like Cameron Doyle. So Doyle drives down, is able to maintain it, keep the ball. And again, once again, Norton has that one extra pass, right? So oftentimes you'll see the drive to the, to one of the corners, and then the ball will come out, and then the next pass, that's where the shot will try and get taken. And Norton, that pass comes out, and then they make that one more pass, and was able to get a nice look, and she had a good look. It was some from distance, but as we've seen, these guys can all hit from distance.
Well, she was from a distance, but there was nobody around her.
But
she had time,
that's right, and
that was an excellent pass, actually.
There's Bausch. There's Burrows. Burrows in the game now and looking for O'Connell. And there's O'Connell on the outside with some space. She pushes it forward and turns it into a foot race. And here she again. She turns the corner. O'Connell back to the middle. There's Holden, and Holden couldn't get her feet.
Couldn't get there.
So Holden was there. Another run by O'Connell on the outside, and Holden was there and almost able to, but she just couldn't connect her feet. So Norton trying to counter. Long throw in. Rose is there. Leone on the outside, and Leone with some shoulder-to-shoulder contact, and it's going to be, it's going to go off of Leone. It's going to be a Norton corner from the right side. So Norton corner, it's going to be Shaylee Owens. It's going to take the corner. So we'll see how Norton does on this side. Owens, low ball, one hop. Owen tries to hop it in and almost had a good look. So Owens hits it low. Looked like that was Newell that was there. Correction, that was Kyla Leahy was there. Scored the goal in the first half. Leahy was there. Tries to one time. It was unable to handle that short hop. Katie Williams will send it out. So again, Norton trying to keep the ball down the Holliston end, trying to keep the ball away from that kid right there, number 17, Anya Holden, and number 6, Caitlin O'Connell. Newell comes away with it. Newell on the outside, too far. It looked like she might have had Cameron Doyle. Cameron Doyle looked like she may have broken away from her mark, but Newell just sent it too far towards the goal. So Norton trying to do their thing, trying to do it, trying to get that ball down, keep the ball in Holliston then, and seems like they feel safer playing down there. But again, the last time, remember they started doing that in the beginning, and again because Norton plays the different formation, they could get themselves in trouble, and Holliston could have numbers in a counterattack down the other end, which is how they scored that first goal. So some other new Holliston players, and we have looks like that's 18. Sorry, 18. Emily Mulvaney, she's still there. Thought it might have been 19. Maura Shook. Maybe that is a 19. You know what?
See, I don't understand this. I mean, you got 3 defenders standing there.
Right, and you have
for one player. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why they're not up there.
Well, again,
one of the 3 should be up there.
And it's and that's the thing. You see,
that's too defensive. It's not necessary.
So you'll see oftentimes, again, it'll depend on the back, and I can remember years ago, as you were introducing me and teaching me the game, the nuances of soccer. We would watch, some of those European Cup games. We watched some of the Spaniards and the Spanish backs, the Spanish outside backs. They were notorious for being able to just to always be in the attack. It seemed like they were, and
they scored more goals than the wingers did.
And I always remember you saying, like those, and of course they all had great names too, right? So they had great, sounding Spanish names. So
well, I have a vested interest too because I used to play back there, and I remember watching a game somewhere, and I started coming up on the attack, and I got crap from my bloody coach over and over again for doing it. But I just couldn't stop doing it because it seemed to work for me. I enjoyed it much more. But it did change after that, I must say.
Well, you said, right? You said that football changed.
Football changed
big time. From the old days where
absolutely.
It was you would get your 1-goal lead, and then you would bring everybody back and just let them.
Well, there was a level of brutality in it too. You remember you used to be able to charge, and you used to be able to barge people. I remember there was one cup final when Manchester United. I think I have an idea. It might have been the year after they got wiped out in that plane crash. I think it might have been, but anyway. The goalkeeper got slammed in, and he had his cheekbone broken. It was a perfectly legitimate foul, and he knocked him in the back of it. And they got a goal from it. And they had to substitute everyone with one of their players, and they lost. And it was unnecessary.
So no one. So back then you didn't get called for barging.
Oh no, you could knock people
over.
There was
the barging call.
No. It was almost like you're like. When you in football, you get linemen there who block.
Yeah,
they would do that sort of stuff.
There was actual blocking in football.
Yeah, and the equipment too. The boots had changed. I mean, first boots I had were my dad's old work boots with studs banged in the bottom of them. And I can remember when they turned up with the boots that were the soft toe. A lot of goalkeepers wouldn't wear them because they said they get their toe stamped on when they're in a crowd in the middle of the goal.
That's right, because they weren't calling those goalkeeper barging fouls.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So we have a player down, Norton player down. She fell down. Let's see who that is. Yeah, it looks like she's feeling some discomfort right now. Looks like it might be Kyla Leahy. Not sure. I know it was some. Not sure if it's a leg injury. I think she may have just kind of come down hard on the turf. It looks like she's okay. Caitlin Hebert, the captain, goalkeeper, coming out to check on her player. But it's going to be a Holliston free kick, and it's going to be Tatum Corden. Tatum Corden in striking distance. So Corden ball up. It's wide. Looking for Holden. Holden gets a head on it. And it goes in. And she scores. So Corden puts a perfect pass over to Tatum. Sorry, Corden puts a perfect pass to Anya Holden. And Anya Holden gets her second goal of the game. And Holliston takes a 4-2 lead off the set play. And once again, I told you that this is Holliston's thing. They'll try and find him. For the first time this year, they're able to do it. Great ball in by Tatum Corden, and Anya Holden with a wonderful finish.
That free kick was absolutely perfect. I mean, she was able to take that, and she just chipped it nicely above the defenders that were standing completely blocking a vision of where it's going to go, and she laid it right on the button. As an excellent free kick.
A great and a great finish by Holden.
Yep.
Holliston goal. Anya Holden, number 17. So Holliston with a big score to take a 2-goal lead right now in this back and forth game. And again, Tatum Corden, perfect ball in, and it looked like it was going wide. From that angle, it looked from where we were, it looked like she may have been able to take a shot on the goal, but instead she pushed it out, and Holden had enough distance, and there it is, right? Anya Holden, the tallest girl on the field, is able to get her a clean shot on and able to pop it over the goalkeeper. And this is one of the things you can see. You can see the goalkeeper, Caitlin Ebert. You can see she fights the sun, and I wonder if there was some sun involved in that too, because Holden, she didn't have it hit it that hard.
No. She just placed it,
and placed it, and it went over the top of Ebert. So, nonetheless, Holliston scores again, and Holliston takes a commanding 4-2 lead. Again, anything can happen here, but that's a big goal for Holliston. It came in at the 63rd minute. Corden. So Holliston can play with a little bit more. I don't want to say recklessness, but can play with a little bit more freedom.
Composure, you would say.
A little bit more composure is right. So as we enter the 64th minute, Holliston leads Norton by a score of 4-2. And one of the things you'll see, we've seen it all, especially this year, is I've seen Holliston take leads and hold leads. Usually their best defense is they don't stop trying to score. Their best defense is they just keep trying to keep the ball, push the ball forward. Holliston's very, very aggressive, particularly when they get a lead. And this year, particularly, they've been able to. It's been worked out for them. So that's 16 Santos on the outside. And here comes Norton. Ball across one time. They're there.
Odd luck.
So a good look on the outside. Nice run by Santos to get that ball across. Lily Newell was there with the left foot, had a one-time shot and was just unable to connect cleanly and send it over the top of the goal. So here we see it. Norton they have the ability to score. They've demonstrated that twice already, especially if they get space. Newell sends one from far distance. She had some space. She had a little room and probably had a little more time.
Yeah, she could have. Yeah, she did. She should have held on to that one a little bit longer and picked her mark.
But that's what happens, right? When you go down two,
you
start to get.
Yeah, you lose composure at some stage. Yeah.
You get impatient. You think, we have to make up two. So, and there's plenty of time left for, and that's the other thing is there's plenty of time for Holliston to score again. They're not afraid to. As long as Caitlin O'Connell's there, she's going to do just what she's doing. Hauk on the outside. She's going to let Bausch throw it in. Hauk sends a ball in. There's Holden again. So Holden collides with Hebert. Holden Hebert collide. There's no whistle, and it's okay. Or is it? Maybe they called they can't call a foul on Holden. I think it's just going to be a regular goal kick. So Holden gets up again, almost gets her head on it, and collides with the keeper. Ball goes high. And here we go again. It was a great ball in by Hauk. So Holliston up 4-2 and trying to get more. Holden, that's Shook. So Shook on the outside. Leone with the throw. Holden tries to make a turn. She runs into traffic, and she's going to get called for a whistle. She just too much contact. So as time winds down, Holliston with a 4-2 lead on Anya Holden's second goal of the game. She has 2. Caitlin O'Connell has 2. And Holliston's up by 2. Holden's starting to show up everywhere now. Throw in by Rachel Calhoun. Calhoun with the throw, trying to throw it into not into a sea of red. She's looking for Newell. Newell on the outside, and it looks like it's going to be a Holliston goal kick. Holliston substitution. Shook's coming out. Anya Alwani's coming in, senior. Play that attacking mid. Katie Williams to kick it out. So what does Norton have to do? So you're down 2. You're down 2 against a very aggressive team. Do you try to take advantage of their aggressive and do a counterattack, or do you? Because you have to get something. You have to get something going, and it seems like Norton's. Although they did have a pretty good look before, it seems like Holliston's.
It seems to have lost whatever. They seem to have lost the. I look at them now and I don't see the position on the field, which is telling me anything. It's all over the place. Whereas before it was sort of organised. And it's a shame because, Holliston still, I know they're up and they're all this, but they've got to learn. They still are giving. They're still giving space to the opposition, and if they were against a real strong team, they would suffer from that. But they're not right now, and I think Norton has just got a little bit.
Norton free goal right at Katie Williams.
That was a beautiful.
She's able to block it.
That was nice. Yeah.
Shaylee Owens hammered that ball, and Katie Williams was able to get both hands on it. Here comes Holliston. And you're right, you can see it. You can see that Norton's starting to bunch up.
They're all over the place.
Yeah,
No, they're not positionally correct. I mean, they're too clustered.
So maybe with a little to spread things out, because the one thing that we did see, especially in that first half, Norton they were able to switch the field, and they were able, and it wasn't with a long ball. They were able to switch the field
exactly
2 or 3 or 4 passes, and they do that well. So if they can do that, and they could open up some space and get a good look. I mean, that wasn't that free kick right there. That wasn't a bad look, but again, it was from distance, and Katie Williams was able to get.
That's right.
Get at it. McLeod sends the ball forward on the Holliston free.
Yeah, it's launched up again. I never.
They're trying to take it in, but again, Holliston will
See, there's 2 of them.
Doyle's out there. She sends the ball forward. Plays off, and here's a shot. No. Long ball in, and just too far. Newell.
Yeah.
So Newell had a look and was had some space to do so.
When you're playing against a good side, they appear that they have control. It's you're almost waiting for an opportunity instead of being able to create your own opportunities.
Right. Holliston's done a good job. They have created some opportunities.
They've done an excellent job.
So Hawk runs into the official.
Yeah.
It seemed.
What was that all about?
And I'm not sure what this whistle's for.
No more.
Some contact, but I think it may have been from the official interference from the side judge. Molly McLeod hits it hard, looking for Holden. Alwani's there. She's able to keep it. She sends the ball across. She's got Hauk. Hauk pushes it back. So Hauk. So once again, Holliston trying to do damage, looking for even more separation inside this 4-2 lead. What do we see?
Well, I see the same thing. I just don't like this. I mean, I see you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Holliston players there. That means there's a huge gap in the middle of the field that they're letting. Norton can't do it, but they're letting Norton exploit it. Now, this isn't going to affect them in this game, but it will affect them when they play a stronger team.
So ball in, a lot of motion in front of the goal. That was Corden with the long ball in. Hebert was able to get her hands on, although Caitlin O'Connell was right there. Yeah, you can see it, right? And that's the thing that, you know, when you're up, you know, you don't consider it, you know, it doesn't matter, but when you're down. So Corden again with the corner.
It's a nice corner.
And just outside, just
outside.
on the other side. It looks nice from up here. Right, it looks nice from here. If we had that replay, we just need a couple of screens in here. We can see the replay. Then we can really provide some expert. Oh, there's some right here. I can't even see that. We're just giving our Holliston cable access heroes. It's poking a little fun. The Holliston cable access operation, particularly in soccer, it is one of those. Again, all I hear is accolades from thousands and thousands and thousands of fans that talk about they love watching the game. In particular, Tatum Corden's grandparents, who are always at every home game. And then during COVID, they couldn't watch it. They loved watching it on Holliston Cable Access, along, as I said, with our millions of viewers. And it's all the work that these guys do. And it's crazy how that we get paid so much more than them. That's almost criminal. Well, you know, it's the same thing. Like movie stars, they get paid a lot of money. Why? Right? They don't do all the work. Just read a line. All right. So Norton trying to make something happen. There's a nice move inside.
Oh, she's overrun it. Pick it up.
Nice play back and. Again, Norton trying to make something happen in Holliston. So this is what they've done. They've done this, and we're starting to see a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right.
They must have been listening. They must have been listening to the broadcast.
Yeah, please.
Yep, they're listening. Yep, the professional soccer player, John Marshall.
Right, yeah.
That's we haven't talked about that. We'll talk about that at the next break. Katie Williams comes out and she's able to control it, right? So my co-host, John Marshall, years ago, I won't say how many years ago, but several years ago, played professional. This is, you know, he's argued, oh, it wasn't that professional. No, but he played for Chesham United. Chesham United in England back in the, must have been in the late 50s, right?
1800s.
And it wasn't that long ago, but in the late 50s and there's O'Connell tries to make, but back then when we were talking about, you were explaining to us, we were getting a great English football lesson before the game started, and she's just going to run out of real estate. We're in English football about how the rule was back then, right, was that if there was the amateur league and then the professional league, but once you crossed over that line, once you went over that threshold from amateur to professional, there was no coming back.
Absolutely. So nobody did, unless you absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So unless
your dad owned the club, you know.
Well, there was, and your dad he didn't happen to own Chesham at that time.
No, he didn't. No.
So unfortunately, what would happen is you had some but guys, that was it, right? Guys wanted to keep playing. And they said, look, if I don't make it on a professional team, then I can't go back to my amateur status.
Yeah, sure.
So when you were there and you were so this was kind of like one of my pro, Chesham United, and that's right. Our co-host, he was there. He was there at Chesham United, playing outside back, trying to, play going against the normal football what was known as run-of-the-mill football back then. You were going against the grain and having an onside back coming in the attack. Unheard of at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And disliked, I would say, as well.
Disliked until you scored, right? Disliked until it worked. All right. There must have been some Spaniards that were watching back. They must have been watching back and said, "Oh, we should do, some Spanish coaches.
Sure.
This might be a good idea."
We didn't know any Spanish coaches. We thought we ruled the world of soccer, and then Hungary came over and gave us a lesson.
That's right. Hungary. Wait a minute. You guys play
I
soccer
know.
too? No, we invented
they
it.
don't do that.
Emma Hauk on the outside, long ball in.
Oh, very
Ebert's
nice.
there. Hauk had some zip on that one too.
Really?
So as we're winding down inside of 5 minutes, Norton is running out of time. They're trying to get that ball down in the other end.
Hey, they're not giving up. They're not giving up at all. They're very dangerous.
Doyle, nice ball
group.
on the outside. Oh, unable to catch up to it. That was Phoebe Gessner, unable to catch that ball.
I don't care what the result today is. They have nothing to be ashamed of at all. They're an excellent team.
So a couple more Norton substitutions as the clock winds down. So Norton is about almost out of time. And this hill that they have to climb over, at least to even it up, they're going to need something happen and something to happen quickly. There's Doyle. Doyle played a very good game. There's Corden. Corden takes it off her, and here comes Corden in the counter. Corden looking forward, trying to. O'Connell looked like she was onside. O'Connell's there. She's by herself. O'Connell left across. Holden's there just over her head. Hauk trying to keep it in. But all this is not helping Norton, as Norton needs to get the ball down, going the other way. Need to get this ball on the south side of this field. Doyle's there, gets a foot on it. Leone's there. She's able to corral it and send it back the other way. Ball forward, Leone's there. With the clock winding down, Leone looking into the sun. Mulvaney, McLeod. So the way things are looking now, and here comes Norton. There's a shot, and Katie Williams is able to handle it right at her. So Holliston looks like they could be winning their 6th game in a row, as they have won 5 straight. Starting the season off 0-2. So, they started the season off 2-1-2, 2-1-1, and then now they could be looking at their 6th win in a row. So Holliston on a roll, and that's going to make for some good, especially as we come up in some of the upcoming games. As we said, Holliston has not played Medway yet, and Medway is the only team that Norton has lost to. Save probably the way this game is going to turn out, as Norton probably going to do to Holliston, and that's it.
That's it. Oh.
So after a well-fought game, Holliston is able to overcome Norton in a very exciting, thrilling game. Lots of scoring, lots of goal activity. Holliston Panthers defeat the Norton Lancers today by a score of 4-2. On behalf of John Marshall, our professional soccer player and color commentator, Tom Harmon, our executive producer, and Bruce Guilfoy, the president and senior leader and Grand Poobah, and probably we'll call him just the king of Holliston Cable Access TV. I'm John Duran. Thank you for joining us in Holliston Cable Access TV's brought to you Holliston TV broadcast of Varsity Soccer. Please be sure to join us. Tell your friends. Join us next time when Holliston comes back here in Kamitian Field to take on their next opponent. Once again, Holliston defeats Norton by a score of 4-2. Thank you for joining us.